Things that reduce the size of your penis. Yes, you see, you as a man, there are certain things that can reduce the size of your joystick. So it is better you know those things that can reduce the size. You see, you might be maintaining this length before, and at the end of the day, or you started noticing that you are now maintaining a smaller length or a shorter length like this. What are those things that can actually predispose you to that, or that can actually result you to that? So in this video, you are going to know those things that reduce the size of your penis. So stay tuned to this video. If you are just joining us today in this video, make sure you subscribe to our channel, like this video, and don't forget to share to others to also benefit from this video. So what are those things that reduce the size of your joystick as a man? You see, you might be maintaining this length before, and at the end of the day, or you started noticing that you are now maintaining a smaller length or a shorter length like this. What are those things that can actually result you to that? Number one is circumcision. You're surprised? Yes, most of the men that are circumcised have the tendency or have the risk of having a smaller size of penis. I'm going to explain to you. Circumcision reduces the size of your penis, especially if you are not well circumcised, or if the healthcare practitioner or the professional that help you in your own circumcision, they didn't do it properly the way it's supposed to be done. You see, when you do circumcision, that is the removal of the glands of penis from your penis. That is what you call circumcision. So once you do that, or when you do that, there is going to be an adhesion after healing. So the adhesion can result to the decrease in the size of the length of your joystick if it is not well done as it's supposed to be. So if you are a man and you are experiencing the shorter length of your joystick, it could be probably you are being circumcised improperly. So that is one of the reasons that can cause a reduction in the size of your joystick. Then secondly, another thing that can cause the reduction in the size of your penis is smoking. You see a lot of men that engage in smoking every time they take shisha, they smoke. Research shows that men that engage in this attitude, men that engage in this behavior, they tend to have decrease in the length of their penis, because when you smoke, it has the ability of narrowing the blood vessels, especially the blood vessels that supply blood rich in oxygen and nutrients to your penis. Once it's narrow, it reduces the flow of blood to your penis, and it is this blood that can help it to grow. It is this blood that can help to nourish the cells, the tissue of your erection. So if you engage yourself in smoking, it can cause the narrowing of blood supply, it can cause the narrowing of the blood vessels and lead to poor blood supply to your erectile tissues, leading you to decrease in the size of your penis. Then number 3 is obesity. Men who are obese, men who add a lot of weight. So if you're that kind of man that have excessive weight, or you have men who have this pot belly, who have this abdominal fat, they are also at risk of having reduction in the size of their joystick. The reason being that fat has the ability to cause thickening in the wall of the blood vessels, and also results you to have a decrease or a reduction in the size of your joystick. Then number 4 reasons why you have reduction in the size is that once you are a man and you have hormonal imbalances, there are a lot of things that can cause hormonal imbalances. It can be immunological, or it can be a drug-related hormonal imbalances. So if you have the drop in the hormonal level, that helps to maintain your erectile tissues, that helps to maintain your penile tissues. And this hormone is referred to as testosterone. Yes, once there is an imbalance of it, either reduction or increase in these hormones, it can also result to that reduction in the size of your penis. Then number 6 reasons or number 6 causes why you have reduction in the size of your joystick is if you are on certain medications. Medications like your antipsychotics for men who are having psychological problems that are on their antipsychotic drugs, or men who are on antidepressant drugs. These drugs have the ability in reducing the size of your penis, according to researches made in the years. So if you are on those kind of medications too, it can result you to reduction in the size of a joystick. Then number 7 reason is a condition we call priapism. That is when you are a man and you sustain an erection for a long period of time, making an erection after you have the orgasm, then you continue to have a long erection for a long period of time without your erectile tissue relaxing or relaxing itself. So if you are this kind of man that if after all orgasm you sustain a long time erection, you are already having priapism. This priapism can be psychological or it can be drug related, especially for men that use sexually enhanced drug. Yes, that's men that use those Viagra to maintain erection. So prolonged use of those drugs can result you to that condition called priapism. So if you are that kind of man suffering from this condition, you also are at risk of having reduction in the size of your penis. But we should note that some people might tell you that the size doesn't really matter, but in most times it matters, depending on the preference of your partner or depending on the stigma attached to it, because many men will find it very difficult to move around their friends because of the shortness or because of the size they have. They might feel inferior or the stigma attached to it. So make sure you take good care of your overall health, your reproductive health, and make sure you practice safe sex in every intercourse you have with your partner. Till we meet again in our next video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and don't forget to ask your question under the comment box. Thank you.